excited are you to see Italy go through the playoff route?
As a French guy, I don't know. It's not very interesting. I don't. As a French person, I don't really care. I'm disappointed, in fact, because we saw so many good things coming out of that squad, during the Euro that I couldn't find in the two last games that they played. It's not. I think it's mostly because some players are missing as well. When I think about one player missing a lot, I think about Verratti. Who is really the leader in the middle of the park, and they couldn't find a transition against the Swiss when they played at home the last game. And today they were nowhere near it because I think they don't have a real leader in the middle. So that was the main concern that they have to find back in order for them to qualify for the World Cup.
What about Jorginho's chances to win the Ballon d'Or, Casey? There's been a lot of talk about that.
Really?
Yes, really.
Look, obviously, good player, good team, good everything that comes around with this Italian team. But we talked about it during the Euros, that this was a team that didn't have world superstars, and they found a way to come together and have this camaraderie, which then drove them to the championship. Well, sometimes when the going gets tough in a game like Northern Ireland, you need that world superstar to step up and get you that goal that you need, and it was lacking.
Gab?
No, I agree. The one thing, though, I go back to this is they didn't need one goal. They would have needed 3 goals based on what we saw tonight, and it was never going to happen because, and I have to give credit to Northern Ireland here because it was a dead rubber for them. But afterwards, their manager Ian Bearclough came out and said, others may say it's a dead rubber. Our players don't know what that means. They want to win. They want these scalps. And Northern Ireland really made it impossible. I think it would have taken multiple world-class players getting you a goal out of nothing on the night, not just one.
Stevie, not good enough, surely, for the Euro 2020 champions.
Listen, Gab started this whole thing by saying that it wasn't just in this game against Northern Ireland why they're not going through. And the truth is, ever since the Euros, ever since the final, there has been no spark about Italy. The thing we loved, certainly I loved about Italy during the Euros, was they were exciting going forward. There was a certain dynamism about them. That has disappeared. And if you needed any proof of that, you saw it in this game. You talk about walking from Donnarumma to probably 30 yards from the Irish goal. No surprise the Irish can defend because the pace of the game was just non-existent. And in my opinion, Italy are far better when they're playing at a pace and they're dynamic. And it just hasn't been there since the Euros, so it's not a shock.
Is goal scoring a concern then, Gab?
I mean, look, the Ciro Immobile wasn't there, so people thought that he's the problem all the time. Obviously, it's kind of like, hey, hold my beer, and here's Belotti. It gets even worse. I don't think it's a problem. They've always created a lot of chances. I think up until this game. In this game, they had some chances the first half, very few afterwards. Sure, if Zaniolo had been out there or Pellegrini, then maybe we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But and you can go back and you can ask yourself, well, what if Mancini had chucked on, a guy like Scamacca rather than Belotti the second half? I don't think it's as simple as like, there's no Lewandowski, there's no Kane, and therefore it's a problem. I mean, this team has no problem creating chances and no real problem creating goals. If, and that's the big if, as Stevie said, they're playing with that spark, with that intensity that they showed at the Euros. If they don't do that, then they can play 2 miles an hour all day. Northern Ireland can sit deep, and they'll struggle to create anything outside of Federico Chiesa.
Frank?
Okay. Yes, I think, we can try to find and to try to explain why Italy are going to the playoffs. But we have to take into account that the fact that they've been beaten by Switzerland, who got 18 points for a reason. I think they are a real team. I think we have to give credit to that team. The team who kicked out the world champion during the European Championship, and now putting Italy into playoffs. The former European champion. So it's everything but a miracle what we see. I think it's a very good team, and we have to consider Switzerland not just like a surprise, but also like a confirmation of a very good team.
Did you just realize that Frank somehow, in a conversation about Italy and Switzerland, made it about France? He just did. France somehow became the main topic of conversation.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.